The alien court stretched like a nightmare. 1,000 lights glowed from the ceilings, showing rows of towering alien delegates. Each race had its own throne, carved from crystal, bone, or burning energy. The air was heavy with arrogance. They were here to watch humanity kneel. At the center, a small group of humans shuffled forward in chains. Their clothes were torn, their faces thin from hunger. They looked like shadows of the proud species they once were. Guards from the Valari Empire shoved them to the floor. The sound of metal chains hitting stone echoed through the vast hall. A murmur of laughter rippled through the alien crowd. A tall creature with skin like black glass stood from his throne. He was the Emperor of the Valari. His voice cut like a knife. "Behold the last children of Earth," he declared. Once, they screamed of freedom. Once, they called themselves warriors. Now look, beggars, crawling at our feet. Humanity is finished. The crowd cheered. Dozens of alien rulers hissed, laughed, and clapped their clawed hands. The oldest human prisoner, General Marcus Reed, lifted his head. His lips trembled. His voice was broken. "Please, we only ask for mercy. Spare our children. Let us live." The words echoed in the chamber. Louder laughter filled the air. The alien delegates leaned back in their seats, amused. Mercy. From the galaxy. It was entertainment to them. A reptilian warlord snarled. "Mercy. Did you give mercy when you burned our fleets? Did you show mercy when you spilled alien blood in your wars?" Another alien, shaped like a living storm, rumbled with laughter. "Humans beg now. That is their new place. On their knees." The Valari Emperor raised his long, thin hand. The chamber grew quiet. He leaned forward, staring at the chained humans. "You were dangerous once. But you are finished. Weak. Broken. This court will decide your punishment. And the galaxy will learn that humanity bends before stronger powers." The words struck deep. Some of the humans lowered their heads, ashamed. Some wept silently. But not all. In the back of the chained group stood a young officer. His name was Elias Kane. His wrists were bound, but his eyes were sharp, too sharp. He did not look at the floor. He did not cry. His gaze burned into the alien thrones like fire through glass. One alien noble noticed and sneered. "Why does this one stare like that? Does he not understand he is defeated?" The Valari Emperor chuckled. "Even the doomed sometimes cling to pride. But pride is dust. Watch how easily it breaks." The Emperor stepped down from his throne. His footsteps echoed across the hall as he walked toward the chained officer. He stood over Elias, looking into his eyes. "Young one," the Emperor said slowly, "you are in the center of the galaxy's power. You are in chains. Do you beg for your people?" The court went silent. Every alien leaned forward, waiting for the human to collapse, to weep, to prove their weakness. Elias's lips curved into something strange. Not a smile, not a plea. Something colder. He whispered. Not loud, not desperate. Just enough for the humans around him to hear. "No more mercy. No more begging. We rise." The words were soft, but they cut like thunder through the hearts of the humans. The chained prisoners beside him lifted their heads. Their tears stopped. Their breathing grew heavy, angry. The aliens heard only faint words. They thought it was madness, defiance of the doomed. They laughed again. But the humans knew. In that whisper was fire. In that whisper was war. Elias lifted his head fully now, meeting the Emperor's eyes. His voice grew stronger, clear. "You think we are broken. You think we are done. But you are wrong. You should fear the day when humans stop asking for mercy. Because when we rise again, we will not stop." The Valari Emperor froze for a moment. His black glass eyes narrowed. Then he laughed, shaking his head. Empty threats from a prisoner. The court laughed with him. But their laughter was uneasy. A small shadow of doubt flickered in their minds. Elias held his stare, unblinking. "You will see," he whispered again. The guards shoved him back to the floor, but something had changed. The humans' chains were the same, their bodies still weak. But their eyes were no longer broken. In the silence of their hearts, something ancient stirred. Not begging, not fear. A promise. The galaxy thought this trial would break humanity forever. Instead, this moment would be remembered as the day humanity stopped kneeling. And in the far reaches of space, beyond the reach of alien courts, signals moved in the dark. Old human ships, thought destroyed, stirred awake. Silent codes were passed between hidden fleets. Elias Kane had spoken the truth. Humanity would rise. And this time, the galaxy would learn what it meant to fear. The galaxy believed humanity was finished. The trial in the alien court had been broadcast across countless systems. Billions of alien citizens saw humans begging for mercy. To them, it was proof that humans were no longer dangerous. The empires relaxed. But they had not seen what came after. When the humans were sent back to their broken world, silence covered Earth. The alien enforcers thought it was the silence of defeat. Cities were quiet. Streets were empty. Even the skies, once filled with human aircraft, were now clear of any resistance. But beneath the silence, something was moving. Underground, in old bunkers hidden beneath mountains and oceans, humans gathered. Not the weak, not the broken, soldiers, engineers, pilots and leaders who had been waiting for this moment. They remembered the young officer's words from the trial. "No more mercy. We rise." In one of those secret chambers, Commander Elias Ward stood before a group of survivors. His face was lit by dim, blue lights from old human consoles. Around him sat men and women from every corner of Earth, scientists from Europe, pilots from Asia, engineers from Africa, soldiers from the Americas. "The galaxy thinks we are weak," Elias said, his voice steady. "They think we are broken. Let them believe it. That belief will be their downfall." The room stayed silent, but eyes burned with fire. On the surface, alien patrols flew over ruined cities. They scanned buildings, monitored human communications, and punished anyone who resisted. The Valari Empire had installed obedience towers in every major city, huge structures that sent out signals, jamming human technology and keeping watch over every district. But the aliens had grown careless. They thought the towers were unbreakable. They never expected humans to learn how to hide in the shadows. In the ruins of New York, a young mechanic named Sarah Lee worked quietly with a small team. By day, she fixed alien machines for the occupiers, pretending to serve. By night, she stole alien parts and passed them to the underground. She knew every patrol schedule, every weakness in their scanners. She whispered to her team, "The Valari think we kneel. But we are building something they cannot imagine." Deep in the Pacific Ocean, hidden far below the waves, humans had restored an ancient naval base. Old submarines had been reforged into something new, stealth carriers, designed to move unseen beneath alien sensors. They carried drones, missiles, and secret weapons that no alien had ever faced. Above, in the mountains of South America, pilots trained with outdated fighters, pretending they were useless relics. But in secret hangars, massive ships were being assembled. They were not sleek like alien vessels. They were heavy, armored, brutal machines, designed for war. The galaxy thought humans were finished. But humans were writing a new rule: if mercy was denied, fear would replace it. One night, an alien patrol ship drifted above the ruins of Cairo. Its crew laughed as they scanned the streets, mocking the primitive humans below. They did not notice the flicker of light on the horizon. They did not see the human missile rising from the sands. The explosion shattered the night sky. It was the first strike in years. The Valari Empire declared it an accident, blaming malfunctioning human weapons. But in secret, they grew nervous. Something had changed. In the underground chamber, Elias Ward smiled as he received the report. "The galaxy is blind," he said. "They cannot see us yet. But soon, they will." Across Earth, whispers spread. People began to hope again. Children in ruined cities drew pictures of ships in the stars. Old veterans polished their weapons. Farmers stored food for the fighters hiding in the hills. Humanity's silence was no longer the silence of defeat, it was the silence before the storm. But Elias knew the truth: the galaxy would not forgive another human uprising. The moment humanity revealed itself, every empire would come to destroy them. That was why they needed to strike first. In the alien court, the rulers continued to laugh. Reports of resistance were dismissed as human noise. The empires were too busy fighting each other to care about Earth. But in one corner of the galaxy, a whisper began to spread. Traders spoke of humans moving in the shadows. Smugglers carried rumors of strange ships seen near asteroid belts. Mercenaries told stories of patrols that never returned. The galaxy ignored these whispers. And that was their greatest mistake. Because in the heart of Earth, in a hidden base beneath the ruins of Washington, D.C., Commander Elias Ward looked up at a star map. Red dots marked alien fleets and blockade lines. Green lights marked human strongholds. Slowly, carefully, the green lights were spreading. He turned to his people and spoke the words that would ignite the next chapter of humanity's story. No more chains. No more begging. When we rise, the galaxy will beg for mercy. And we will not give it. The silence of Earth was broken. The hunt had begun. The galaxy believed humans were broken. On alien-controlled worlds, they were treated as slaves, servants, or forgotten refugees. The Valari Empire mocked them. The Drakkar Syndicate used them for experiments. Even the KLYTH Alliance, who once respected Earth, now ignored their cries. But far away, beyond the known star charts, something was moving. It started as a whisper. A strange coded message, bouncing through forbidden frequencies. Many dismissed it as static, but some aliens who listened too closely grew afraid. The message repeated in a human tongue. Mercy ends. Humanity rises. At first, alien intelligence agencies tried to trace the signal. They searched old ruins, dead colonies, and broken satellites. Nothing. The source was always moving, always changing. The rumor spread like fire. Humans were regrouping. In the shadows of a forgotten asteroid belt, the truth was revealed. Deep inside a hollowed asteroid, a secret human council gathered. Not the broken, chained humans the galaxy had seen, but soldiers, engineers, and survivors who had escaped before Earth fell. They called themselves the Iron Pact. Commander Elias Ward, the same young officer who once stood in chains before the alien court, now sat at the head of the council table. His eyes burned with resolve. "They laughed at us," he said. His voice echoed in the chamber. "They said humanity was finished. But they don't know what we have built." Around him, the council leaned forward. Old admirals. Smugglers who had risked everything to save humans from alien prisons. Scientists who had hidden forbidden knowledge. And warriors born from the ashes of Earth's suffering. Dr. Rana Hale, a scientist with gray hair and sharp eyes, placed a device on the table. It glowed with a faint blue light. "This is why they will fear us," she said. The others stared in silence. It was not a weapon in the usual sense. Not a gun, not a bomb. It was something far more dangerous. A key. A key that could break into alien fleets. A key that could twist their weapons, turn their shields against them. Years ago, aliens had chained humanity with technology. Now humanity had learned to reverse it. Far away, in the Valari capital, strange reports began to arrive. An entire fleet had gone silent near the Cairo Rift. A supply station exploded without warning. And then came the most terrifying news: an alien dreadnought, the pride of the Valari Navy, was found drifting empty. Every crew member was gone. No sign of struggle, no escape pods, no bodies. Only one word was burned into the walls of the command deck, in human letters. No mercy. The Valari High Council panicked. They increased patrols, tightened blockades, and demanded answers from their spies. But fear had already started to spread through the stars. Aliens whispered in bars, markets, and back channels. The humans are not dead. They are hunting. They are coming. Back inside the iron-packed stronghold, Elias Ward stood before a screen showing intercepted alien broadcasts. He listened to the fear, the rumors, the cracks forming in the galaxy's confidence. "This is only the beginning," he said. General Marcus Hale, an old war veteran with scars across his face, frowned. "The galaxy is waking up to us. That makes us a target." Elias nodded. "Good. Let them come. Every step they take toward us will only feed their fear. They think we are few, scattered, broken. But when the time is right, they will see the truth." He raised his hand, and the council fell silent. No more chains. No more begging. From this moment on, we stop hiding. We strike. The chamber erupted in agreement. The Iron Pact was no longer waiting. Humanity was about to step from the shadows. That same night, the signal changed. Every listening post across the galaxy heard it. Every intelligence agency recorded it. Every ruler shivered at its words. It was a human voice. Calm, cold, unbroken. "We once begged for mercy. You gave us chains. Now we rise, and the stars will tremble." The message ended with coordinates. Deep inside the forbidden Caro Rift, alien fleets scrambled. Spies sent warnings. Armadas prepared to crush whatever humans were hiding. But the galaxy didn't know the truth. The rift was not a hiding place. It was a trap. And humanity was waiting. The galaxy had grown used to seeing humans as prisoners, slaves, or scattered survivors. For years, alien rulers had mocked them, calling Earth's people the broken species. But now, quiet whispers began spreading across the stars. Whispers of human ships striking in the dark, of alien warlords vanishing without a trace, of colonies once enslaved suddenly freed overnight. In the Valari sector, an alien convoy of war supplies drifted across a quiet trade route. Their ships were massive, protected by destroyers. The captain, a scaled creature with bright golden eyes, sneered when his sensors flickered. "Human tricks again? They cannot face us directly," he hissed. But this time, the humans did not hide. Out of the black void, a human warship uncloaked. Sleek, sharp, and burning with blue thrusters, it cut across the stars like a blade. Its weapons roared, tearing through alien escorts before they even fired back. The convoy screamed in chaos, but the human ship was already gone, leaving only wreckage and silence. Survivors whispered later. "They never asked for mercy. They only came to destroy." In the great alien court, panic began to rise. Reports poured in from across the galaxy. Valari fleets burned. The Carax's slave pits were broken open by human soldiers in armor that shimmered like shadows. Even on distant planets, colonies thought lost forever raised banners with one word carved in red: freedom. The alien emperor slammed his clawed hand against his throne. Impossible! Humans were weak. They begged for their lives in this very hall. But even he could not ignore the truth. The begging had stopped. On Earth, the secret fleet finally rose from its hidden hangars. For years, humans had built ships in underground factories, hiding them from alien sensors. Now, those ships took to the skies. Thousands of vessels pierced through the blockade, firing in perfect formation. Alien commanders watching from orbit screamed into their comms. Where did these ships come from? This is impossible. Earth was broken. But Earth was no longer silent. Humanity roared back into the stars, not as victims, not as beggars, but as hunters. Among the commanders of this uprising was Captain Elias Ward, the same young officer who once stood in chains before the alien court. He stood on the bridge of his ship, eyes burning with resolve. Around him, young soldiers prepared for war. He spoke calmly, but his voice carried weight. They thought we would kneel forever. They thought mercy was the only word we knew. But mercy is over. Today, the galaxy learns to fear us. His crew answered with a single word: fear. The first great battle came at Orion's Gate, a system controlled by the Volari for centuries. The aliens had fortified it with stations, fleets, and weapons that could shatter moons. The Volari commander, confident, laughed when he heard humans were coming. Let them come. They will beg again. But when the human fleet arrived, they did not beg. They struck. Human ships moved with speed and precision the aliens had never seen. Fighters darted between cruisers, cutting engines and weapons with surgical strikes. Boarding parties stormed enemy vessels, fighting not just for victory, but for vengeance. The Volari commander's laugh turned into screams as his fleet collapsed around him. For the first time in living memory, an alien stronghold fell, not to another empire, but to the humans they had once enslaved. The galaxy shook. On neutral worlds, alien citizens whispered in fear. The humans are changing. They do not ask. They do not bow. They destroy. On slave worlds, hope spread like fire. Captive species lifted their heads, praying that humanity would reach them next. And in the shadows of deep space, Elias Ward sent a message broadcast across the stars. His words were simple, spoken in every alien tongue the humans had learned. We begged once. You laughed. We cried once. You ignored us. We asked for mercy, and you gave us chains. But mercy is gone. From this day, humanity does not kneel. We rise. And the galaxy will fear us. The message echoed in every corner of the universe. For some, it was terror. For others, it was hope. But for all, it was a warning. In the alien court, silence fell as the broadcast played. The Emperor's claws trembled against his throne. Around him, rulers of other empires shifted uneasily. They were supposed to be broken, one whispered. Then why do I feel fear? Another muttered. Because, for the first time in galactic history, the rulers realized the truth. The humans no longer belonged to the weak. They had stepped into something new. Something dangerous. Something unstoppable. And once humans stopped asking for mercy, the universe itself trembled. The galaxy woke to fire. In one night, human ships struck 10 alien colonies. They moved like shadows, hitting only military outposts, command stations, and weapons depots. Every strike was fast, silent, and deadly. By the time alarms were raised, the humans had already vanished. Alien governments gathered in panic. The Volari Emperor slammed his fist on the council table. How can broken slaves strike like this? How can they move across the stars when their planet is chained? No one had an answer. But whispers began to spread. In the markets, in the streets, even in the fleets of other empires, the humans are back. On Earth, hidden bunkers lit up with transmissions. Families heard secret broadcasts for the first time in years. This is the Phoenix Network, the voice of Admiral Reyes said, strong and clear. Earth is not broken. Humanity rises. We will not kneel. We will not beg. The fire of freedom burns again. People cried as they listened. Parents hugged children. Old veterans saluted the empty sky. For the first time in decades, hope returned. But with hope came danger. The alien blockade over Earth doubled. Massive warships were called from other borders. Orbital cannons were aimed at the planet's surface. The Volari threatened. If humans rise again, Earth will be ash. Fear spread, but not for long. Because deep underground, secret workshops forged weapons. Engineers worked day and night. Scientists shared forbidden knowledge. And in the shadows, human spies whispered to other oppressed species. You are slaves too. You kneel before the empires. Rise with us. Humanity will fight for you. At first, many were afraid. But slowly, answers began to return. Yes, we will rise. Meanwhile, the secret human fleet grew stronger. The battleship Iron Resolve now had 6 escorts, all built in hidden shipyards across moons and asteroids. More ships were being prepared. Captain Marcus and his crew worked without rest. Training, planning, striking. Each mission was harder than the last. One night, Marcus stood on the bridge, staring at the stars. His second-in-command, Sarah, stepped beside him. "They will come for us," she said quietly. "The Valari won't stop. They will burn Earth to the ground if they must." Marcus did not look away from the stars. "Then we make them fear. No more begging. No more mercy. Every strike must remind them, humans don't kneel." The galaxy soon felt that reminder. In the Yaren system, a massive Valari weapons station prepared to launch drones against Earth. Before they could fire, human ships appeared from the shadows. "Attack formation," Marcus ordered. The battle was brutal. Alien defenses spat fire, but humans fought with speed and fury. Boarding teams cut through steel, moving like ghosts. Within an hour, the giant station burned. Explosions lit up the void. Millions across the galaxy saw the flames on hidden broadcasts. And a message was left on the wreckage. No more mercy. The alien council was thrown into chaos. "They are spreading rebellion," cried one delegate. "If we cannot crush them now, the fire will consume us all," shouted another. The Valari Emperor rose, his voice shaking with rage. "Then we make an example. Earth will burn. Humanity will be erased from the stars." Fleet after fleet was prepared. The largest armada in history was gathered, its goal simple: the destruction of Earth. But deep in the hidden command bunker, Marcus, Reyes, and Sarah stood before a glowing map of the stars. "They're coming with everything," Sarah whispered. Marcus nodded. "Good. Let them come." Admiral Reyes smiled coldly. "For too long, they thought we were weak. For too long, they believed we would kneel. Now they will see what humans do when there is no more mercy." The room filled with silence. Every officer, every soldier, every technician understood. The final battle was coming. And humanity would not kneel. The stars were silent. In the aftermath of the greatest war the galaxy had ever seen, entire sectors lay in ruins. The Valari Empire was shattered, its fleets nothing but drifting wrecks in cold space. The proud councils of alien rulers, once so arrogant in their power, now hid in fear. And at the center of it all stood humanity. For the first time, humans had taken the fight not just for survival, but for dominance. The phrase, "no more mercy," had echoed from Earth to the furthest colony. Every soldier, every pilot, every civilian who had suffered under alien chains had carried those words in their heart. Now the galaxy was forced to face the truth. The humans could not be broken. The broken court. In the same alien court where humans had once been paraded in chains, the survivors returned. But this time, they were not prisoners. They were victors. The Grand Chamber was quiet as human leaders walked down the hall. The alien delegates did not laugh. They did not mock. They lowered their eyes, unable to meet the steady, burning gaze of those they once enslaved. At the center, the young officer, the same one who had once whispered, "We rise," stood tall. His uniform was worn, scarred by battle, but his presence was stronger than any crown. One alien emperor, trembling, tried to speak. You cannot rule the stars. You are too dangerous, too wild. If humans take power, there will be no peace." The officer's voice was cold, but clear. There was no peace when you ruled. There was only slavery, chains, and death. Now, the galaxy will learn a new kind of order. The words sent shivers through the hall. A new order. Human fleets now patrolled star systems once thought untouchable. Colonies that had been under alien control for centuries were suddenly free, and loyal to the humans who had given them hope. But freedom did not come without fear. Across the stars, whispers spread. The humans are not asking anymore. They are demanding. Some alien worlds surrendered the moment a human ship entered orbit. Others resisted, and paid a terrible price. Human commanders gave clear warnings: kneel or be destroyed. The message was not cruelty, it was survival. For humans, the time of begging had ended forever. The last stand of Valari. The Valari Emperor, once the most powerful being in the galaxy, made his final broadcast. His broken voice echoed through every channel. We should have destroyed them when we had the chance. Now they are the destroyers. The galaxy belongs to them. Then, silence. The Valari throne world burned within hours. Human banners rose above its blackened towers. The same empire that once chained Earth had now been erased from history. The turning point. In hidden corners of the galaxy, some alien leaders gathered in fear. They debated whether to unite against humanity. But when they looked at the reports, when they saw fleets of alien warships torn apart in minutes, when they heard stories of human soldiers who refused to surrender even when surrounded, they realized the truth. Resistance was useless. The galaxy had learned to fear humanity not because of their numbers or weapons, but because of their spirit. Where others bent, humans stood. Where others begged, humans fought. Where others surrendered, humans whispered, "We rise." The officer's speech. On Earth, billions gathered as the young officer gave his final speech to the people. His words were carried across the stars, reaching every corner of the galaxy. Once, we asked for mercy. We begged for peace. And in return, the galaxy gave us chains. But we are not broken. We are not weak. From today, humanity kneels to no one. His voice grew louder. The galaxy will remember this day. Not as the day we were enslaved, but the day we stood, the day we fought, and the day we rose. We are humanity. And we do not beg. The crowd erupted, their voices shaking the very ground. Across alien worlds, those words were remembered with fear and respect. The day the galaxy bowed. In the end, it was not just about power. It was about memory. The galaxy would never forget the sight of humans in chains, whispering rebellion in the dark. And it would never forget how those same humans returned, not as slaves, but as rulers. The humans had stopped asking for mercy. They had stopped begging for peace. And on that day, the galaxy finally bowed. Because mercy was no longer given. It was demanded by humanity.